Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I'm Amabel.
and welcome back to Blueprints, the first episode that we're recording after Amabel's back from her little trip.
I just came back from Connecticut, and boy, are my arms tired.
Because now you are the cartoon duck.
No,
This
I
is
am
this is like the critical thing about our relationship is figuring out who on any given day is a cartoon duck. Most days it's me. Mostly it's me.
Yeah, I mean, you got that corkscrew going on, so
Yeah, that's wow. You were not supposed to be telling people about that.
you'll shed.
So sad. We still haven't seen the shrine, but it does say make an offering. What we should probably do is I should stop putting the coin in the well on the way here. We should come here, and then if I don't pull the shrine, we should put the coin in the well on the way back.
You will never pull the shrine if you come there with a coin.
Okay, yeah, I hear that.
Metal detector's all right.
Metal detector sledgehammer, I'm pretty happy with,
Yeah,
especially because of the increased ease of power hammer. Imagine, Amabel, if we could just get the power hammer at a time when it's important. Now, there's a couple of rooms that have suspicious shit in them, and I don't remember. There's the secret garden, but there's at least one more, and I feel like we've seen things to smash in more rooms, and I cannot remember for the life of me.
there we are. So I'm gonna say something too.
Okay, good. Go for it. I believe in you.
I think what I've been thinking, is that the next time we see the utility room, we should turn off the security doors.
Okay, does that not just make them inoperable? My assumption.
We don't know.
We
We've
don't
never
know.
tried it.
Fair enough.
It should do something though.
While we're talking about plans,
Mm-hmm.
this room. So there's some kind of passage in the water over there, in the wall over there. Obviously, it would be some value to us to lower the water level in this room all the way so we can get to the bottom, especially on a day where we also have a sledgehammer.
Right.
But if we ever want to make it into that passage, we're going to have to get that boat over to here so that we can get down here while the water level is the right height, which is actually going to be a really annoying sequence of moves because we're going to have to raise the water level up, then approach the boat from that side, row it over here, then go lower the water level, and then take the boat over to there, right?
Yeah.
That sucks.
That's gonna be a multi-day thing, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a pain in the ass. Oh, that's right. This is not how you do this. We go in here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, and we also we don't actually know what level to set the water at for all of that. We know that the top water level is too high for us to get at the boat, and my suspicion would be that you would want to take it down one level because it was like pretty close. But as far as the water level for the tunnel entrance, how are we supposed to know? Right? It's just guesswork.
Well, there's a stick in the water that has markings on it, and I think if we've drained it all the way and get down there, we can use that maybe to determine the
Blueprints. Woo.
Now that our first episode has gone up,
Yeah.
I have
In fact, at this point, 4 episodes are up,
4?
I believe.
Okay. So Bang Detectives is still
Yeah, yeah.
future.
They have not experienced the Bang Detectives.
All right.
We have not yet copped to that particular crime. You've seen
But what I
people
was gonna say is
talking.
I've had people talking about the cutscene in the security room.
Yeah.
No one can seem to understand the purpose of that. No one likes it. It was
And
a
then
bad job. They should patch it.
the little boy like walking over to the monitor and then ominously putting his finger on his own butt in in the security feed. For what reason? To what end?
Maybe that's his first time ever seeing a screen or a camera. Maybe he doesn't know what it is. We don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So one thing I will say is this is a 14-year-old boy who's a family member of royalty, right? And he gets put into this situation. It doesn't faze him at all, as far as we can tell. Like,
Yeah.
And then we see how he dresses and stuff. Like, there's a level of tweeness going on here that's definitely outside of any reality that I understand. And I'm kind of thinking, like, almost Wes Anderson character. So I could believe he was raised without screens. And
Yeah.
also, I'm gonna hate. I did, I have been listening to those episodes as I've been putting them up. Could you maybe, like, get a little closer to your microphone? You're a little quiet consistently.
I'm sorry. I'm trying not to be.
And every time I turn you up on my end, you lean further away from your microphone as if you know.
I'm not trying to.
All right.
You know what it is?
What?
I'm trying to manage this cough from my
Yeah.
throat
Well, okay. This. Yeah.
or from like 2 weeks ago. I'm still getting used to that.
I'm just putting down green rooms. Putting down green rooms feels like a smart thing to do.
Let me tell you, it was kind of terrifying on my road trip.
Yeah.
'Cause I had to stop at public restrooms.
Well,
And
yeah.
I had this cough, and the cough is not necessarily my most feminine vocalization.
Library
What
or
do you think?
parlor? I feel like we had to get some gems so that we can actually pick rare rooms when we find them.
Okay, yeah, let's do parlor then.
I think we have consistently done ourselves wrong having too few gems.
I'm used to seeing the car keys like almost exclusively in the bedroom, so it's interesting to get it in the parlor.
We've seen the car keys all over the place.
Okay,
We've seen them in 100 different rooms. The gems are in the only true box. Only one statement is true. The gems are in the blue box. Okay, so only one statement is true. And the gems are in the only true box. Both of these require there to be a single true statement. Right? Like,
yeah,
this cannot be true. Because if this is true, then this is also true, right? And that means that there isn't only one true, but this is self-negating, is my point.
okay.
It is still possible for there to be only one statement that's true, but this I believe is logically self-negating. So the gems are not in the only true box. See, this is one of those things where it's like logically there's two different opposites to this, because you could say this being false means the gems are in the only false box, or simply that the gems are not in the only true box. Right?
Right.
And those are different in a way that's significant.
So if blue and black are true, and well, no, blue can't be true.
Blue can't be true, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So blue's false. The gems are in the blue box. And only one statement is true. It's like if this is true, then this is false. But if that's the case, then the position of the gems is ambiguous, right?
Yeah. So I think white is. No, wait.
That's actually kind of tricky though, because yeah, if this is false and that's false, then this can't be true by itself, because this is supposed to be false. Wait a minute, am I wrong about this being self-negating? If the gems are in the only true box, then this would have to be the only true box. And then I guess as long, you know what? Yeah, and then this, it says only true box, so that would have to be the only one, and then that makes this one true as well, which means that then there's two true statements. Yeah. Hey, Amabel, we're back and we're fucking terrible at the game.
What's that about?
I don't.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Wait. So if
Mm-hmm.
so, we either have 2 true boxes or 2 false boxes. But if we have 2 true boxes, then neither of these boxes can be true. But if that black box is true, then the white box is also kind of true. Are the gems in the white box?
Are you asking me?
I don't know.
Okay, so this has to be false.
Right.
The gems are not in the only true box. If this is also false, the gems are in the blue box.
Mm-hmm.
And this is true. If this is the only box that's true, and it's just says only one statement is true,
Then
the reading of this that is the reading of the negation of this that is the gems are in the only false box is not meaningful because there are 2 false boxes. And if it's the other reading that the gems are not in the only true box, then the position of the gems is in the black box because this is false.
Okay. Let's go in the black box.
Okay.
Let's try it.
There we go.
All right.
That took longer. It took a little.
How do you feel about that logic puzzle?
I like that they're getting interesting. Again, I do think that there's some ambiguity in the way the game considers the meaning of these words that is not necessarily great.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a horrible position for an indoor nursery.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the indoor nursery, but there's no way we're going to want to spend the steps to get back over here. So I think this is probably a pantry, right?
Yeah. Hey, it's an apple.
Hooray. The worst fruit.
Do you just mean mechanically in the game? Or
Yeah, yes. I don't mean in life. I mean,
what is the worst fruit in life?
durian's a fruit, right? People seem to dislike durians.
I really want to try a durian.
It's like observatory, right?
observatory?
Yeah, because if we
Yeah.
take the library here, we're not going to want to. Well, no, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the Nook. If we take the library here, who knows what we're gonna pull on the way to the fountain? Maybe it will be
Maybe
good.
library? Okay.
Yeah, maybe we do take the library. The observatory is going to potentially give us like a bunch of stuff, and I have no idea what. I'm not doing a good job of tracking where we're at with the stars. Have we read the site? Give me that one.
I'm not sure.
My memory's bad enough. Okay. Weirder rooms. The ballroom. Well, the ballroom gets us through to
And we haven't seen it before.
and we haven't seen it before. And it effectively only costs 1 gem, right? Because it's going to give us back.
Yeah.
I think the ballroom's actually pretty good and interesting. Clara and Simon. Sorry, I don't have my... Amateurishly, I do not have my notepad file open with all of my stuff. Okay. $1952, huh? Oh, right. Pieces of music. Absolutely excellent. This is all we're missing, right? 2 pages? We have 5
Right.
and 8, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, under these stars, the dance is held, and to the floor we are compelled. The gowns glide on, and music swells, and at the end the clock strikes 12. What that means, only time can tell. And the bolded word here is R.
Okay.
We kind of know the thing, right? But now we know it. 2 remain for one last dance, and spin again around clock hands, and as they turn, a second chance to rise above the falling sands, the true time lost in past romance.
Okay. R and true. So
Orange.
here's the fun thing.
Yeah.
My notebook is in my travel bag. Let me go grab
Which
the
is
notebook.
not present. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and
Okay,
go.
hang on. I'll be right back.
Yep. We are very prepared for today's recording, as you can see. Fortunately, I do have the screenshot log, because that's just computer. So what sheets are true? What was 8? We found 8 so long ago. True message. And then first words. First words on sheets are true message. First words on those sheets are true message, which means that the true message is find among the white. Sorry, these are not in a good order. My screenshot folder needs to be sorted.
Okay, I'm back. Yes. So first words on the sheet.
Find
are
among
true
the
mess-
white trees under 2. 8. Find among the white trees under 2 stones. Find among the white trees under 2 stones. Right?
Yeah. Have we seen white trees?
The fuck does that mean? I'm just gonna, yeah. Under 2 stones. Under 2 stones. It's interesting, certainly. Sadly, that seems to be all that we got here. But, you know, finding new rooms, making certainties of things.
Yeah.
In eclipse? Is that what that says? In eclipse ball?
Yeah.
It's like a weird smudge on her dress. I mean, it's on the picture glass, obviously, but All right. I wonder if that picture would be at all interesting to look at with a with the magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Really? Early for that. This might be an okay time for a commissary, actually.
Okay.
Especially since if we have to backtrack, we're gonna get the gem back. So what's today? We have the coins for the shovel, and we have a room with stuff to dig in it right behind us. There is a magnifying glass too. The shovel will help us get there. Right?
Okay. Yeah. Let's do shovel, and then we can get the magnifying glass. Yeah.
Now here's the question. Do we want to step back into the foundation just to step back into the commissary? Do we want to push forward a little bit and try to find a key so that we can come back here and then open the door and kind of make it more optimally.
Try to open the commissary door. This door here.
Okay, well it's locked.
Okay. Because I was gonna say if we could use a gem, and then we go back into the room, we gain 2 gems, and that would.
Yep. All right, a little bit of rough luck so far here. Okay, couple of coins. 2 coins is all right. Is that? Yeah, it looks like it's just 2 today. Okay, so we actually do have to go all the way back.
Yeah.
Inconvenient, but at least we get a gem out of it. Step count, lowish.
Yeah.
But the good news is that with the shovel, we are certainly, capable of finding turnips and stuff. This is a pretty good den. Right? Yeah, this is a pretty good den.
Yeah.
Always hard to pass up a den.
I know. I love that about you.
I just wanna lay down in here. I just wanna take a nap.
Yeah.
It's a very cozy space. So we don't really have enough currency, I think, for the laundry room to be interesting. It's like storeroom versus 2 steps and a door. I kind of want to take the storeroom.
All right.
We gotta have a key, right?
Yeah.
Say hi to Swimbird.
Nice Wimbird.
No crates yet.
What a dare bird. What a dare bird.
What a fucking dare bird. Yeah, no boxes yet. I feel like the sledgehammer is almost always useless. Pretty hard not to take the hallway.
Okay.
Oh, there is something else. Aha. Courtyard. Courtyard usually has a fair amount of dirt
Has
in
some
it.
dirt, yeah. And sometimes even
more green rooms
case.
yeah. Oh, and yeah, has a case this time. More green rooms is more good. Hell yeah, turnip.
All right.
Turnip for what, they ask. And the answer is my tummy.
All
Okay,
right.
a pair of dice and a fairly large amount of money. That fucking rules. Sledgehammer, you have earned your keep for the day. A weird old nail that for some reason we're not even picking up. Can you imagine? I do want the dining room, but I don't know that I want it here.
Yeah.
The patio will be... The patio will be good if we... Because we have that instruction to dig in front of the thing. Like, if we could actually manage to construct stuff today, we have the shovel.
Yeah.
Like, if we could get the...
Well, let's get the patio down then.
All right. Or should I have looked around for it? Is it the act of placing it or the act of stepping into it that causes gems to be distributed to other rooms? I maybe should have looked in the thing before leaving.
Was distributed in green room. I think it's stepping into it that did it.
All right. Observatory facing very awkwardly. I guess it's boiler room just because the door. Or we could take a redraw here.
We can take boiler room and then. Well, what are we trying to power? We're trying to power.
We'd like to power the pump room for one thing. I don't remember if there's anything else critical. Did you take notes on this? I don't have anything in my notes.
I think it was the pump room. Yeah. So.
Well, yeah, it was the pump room mostly. But was there anything else that we had seen?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't remember that being in the notes anyway.
So we could take a redraw here.
Let's do a redraw.
All right.
So we really want to get the pool before we get the.
Well, lab.
Lab's all right. Yeah.
Lab's not bad. Sadly, it looks like nobody has left a part of their lunch around. But at the very least, we can do this. Add a small chest. The entrance hall is like maybe interesting. We might be back through there. 3 gold for each red room is maybe something. Add 3 aquarium. It's so hard to know, like, what is the real value of this. I guess the real value of this is that the aquarium is a room that has 3 doors, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it counts as every other color room for things that count colors of rooms.
Well, yeah, but do we have stuff like that we care about? I'm kind of thinking draft a shop room, add a small chest.
Okay.
So at this point, I'd be more than happy to take any shop room that we find with the amount of money that we have. I guess, well, not any shop room, because the locksmith is a dead end.
Yeah.
Okay. Nook into library. Hopefully library facing the correct direction. Well, it is a little scary, though, right? Because it's putting the room down here, so like if it dead ends, it also kills the path off the entrance hall.
I say let's do it though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
we're getting
we have a
keys, so
and we have a die. So
yeah,
if we get bad facing on our stuff, oh hey, look at this. Okay, we have a lot of dice.
all right.
Okay, our library is facing the wrong way. So is the kitchen, unfortunately. I would be so happy to just take kitchen, but we gotta get a floor plan that. Oh, stupid workshop.
Well, let's get the work.
We gotta. Okay, we have some keys now. We don't have to get a
Yeah,
floor plan, and we have 2 doors open on the other path. Do we
yeah. Let's
just
get a workshop.
take the workshop?
Yes.
But we don't currently have the things to combine, right?
Well, we need
We need a broken lever for both of those objects, I think. Right? Wasn't
I mean,
it broken lever and tool and battery? It's
yeah,
possible
but
the broken lever will be in there, but if it is, the battery won't be.
yeah. I don't know.
I think the workshop kind of kills us. Actually, I'm gonna reroll
Well,
again.
I mean, I think we're kind of dying anyway.
We could just draft a room that has a door that goes left. Although gymnasium's not exactly what I was hoping for. I was kind of hoping we'd be able to reroll into the version of the library that has the door on the other side, but it seems like it's not forthcoming. I'm gonna roll one more. It's like this is a lot of fucking dice. Okay, there it is. We finally drew it.
Okay.
The boudoir has a
wonder if-
gem in it.
I wonder if when we draft the library, if the book will show up here.
It's a good
Is it
question.
the next day or the next time? Because we drafted.
Does appear to be next time. Also, coupon book.
No, there's a book there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Next time.
Yeah. Okay. And this is our first time. Okay.
Lord Evanson. All right. A modest account of our town by Sir Andrew Darrell. We certainly have not seen this. The third largest city in Fen Aries, the site of its former capital, Reddington is synonymous with Reddington, right? Mountains, mystery, and magic. Most tourists head straight for the boardwalk and don't get much further than the botanical gardens. However, Reddington has much more to offer. Spectacular scenery, a historic castle, and a charming underground bazaar reward visitors who wish to explore further. Reddington is that type of unique, enchanting place that lingers in your mind and memories long after you leave her. Reddington's most popular attraction, and a guaranteed crowd pleaser, the Botanical Gardens, is loved by both locals and visitors for its Aegean canopy house and mausoleum, its petal-covered trails, and a mind-boggling variety of flowers. This is the reason springtime is Reddington's busy season. Situated just east of town, the Botanical Gardens offer a scenic and captivating tableau of the natural countryside. A cobblestone trail meanders past over 1,000 species of tropical plants, each remarkable in its own right, yet even more stunning set against the spectacular backdrop of the Reddington Mountains. Allow yourself at least an hour to indulge in this picturesque walk, which concludes at Mainway Station. And here we have a specimen of holly unique to Reddington's mountains, Ilex ex Messervier. Feels pretty significant. Featherfall Keep. You will find, sitting at the base of Mount Perma, Reddington's second highest site, a historic site described by scholars as significantly important to the realm's past. Featherfall Keep, the former home of Lord William Epson, has until recently always been a private residence, serving as a family home to the Epsons since before the Third Era. After the death of Lord Epson, his oldest son Lionel Epson left the estate never to return. However, the daughter stayed, maintaining the residence and its staff until her marriage in 1951. At that point, Featherfall Keep ceased to be a family residence. It began operating as a historic house museum and tourist attraction, and the estate was designated a Natural Historic Landmark in 1972. It is still believed by many that Featherfall was built by the first king of Orinda Aries when Reddington was still the capital. However, surface documents containing conflicting dates have recently cast some doubt on the long-standing myth. Okay, so this daughter is Clara? Well, if her marriage was in 1951, then she's quite old. Just making some notes here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when I'm making notes, you gotta fill.
Okay, yeah. Because the ballroom was 1952. It's like a year after.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trinsdale Lake. Close your eyes and imagine tranquil, serene stillness, rolling fogs, clear water, and gliding swans. In the midst of all that beauty sits Trinsdale Lake. Lake. What lake? One of Van Aries' premier vacation destinations, exclusive for its more privileged citizens. The lakeside resort and cabins have been frequented by royalty and the realm's gentry for generations. However, on the southern shore of the lake, tourists are free to enjoy the views and rub elbows with the rich and famous in the 100 Bells Tea Room, which is open to the general public for lunch on Mondays and Fridays.
That's so gross.
Yep.
I hate rich people.
Mount
Why
Holly,
everything
which
about
we
rich
which we can
people?
see in the distance outside. At an elevation of 11,220 feet, Mount Holly is the tallest mountain in the Reddington Range and the highest peak in the entire realm. Beyond the physical challenge itself, climbing Mount Holly Trail is a beautiful experience, and one that many hikers and explorers will want to do at least once. It's only a few hours from Reddington to get to the trailhead, and you won't need any local guides or special gear if you tackle the trail during the summer season. However, those willing to give this mountain a significant amount of planning and research will be greatly rewarded, whether or not they actually summit. On the opposite side of the peak, far from the trail, rests the estate of Mount Holly, nestled between the summit's northern slope and saddle. This 80-acre mountain residence is almost as old as Reddington itself. However, unlike Featherfall Keep, the property has been completely private since the closing of the Mount Holly Schoolhouse in '66. Still, hikers will be able to appreciate the house's unique architecture at a distance from one of the trail's many north-facing overlooks.
That's so weird.
Is it?
That's where they abbreviate it as 66.
Yeah.
That is not how you write a date in a book. It is very unusual in nonfiction for someone to do. I'm sorry. It's a
Okay.
really weird thing I'm focusing on, but
It is.
it breaks the immersion, which I know they've
Okay,
done such a
alright.
good job of throughout the game.
The Mainway Station Bazaar. For the sentimental tourists wishing to pick up a souvenir to remember their stay, one might try braving the Mainway Station Bazaar. But don't be too hasty. Without proper guidance, the Mainway Station can be a dangerous place. Located underground, this unique marketplace was once Reddington's central railway station, in a time when the realm's trains were still in service. Now the turnstiles, footbridge, and platform have been appropriated and turned into a cavern of tents and torches. Whether you are bargain hunting, looking for adventure, or finding a memento to commemorate your visit, the Mainway Station Bazaar will be a worthy conclusion to your sightseeing adventure in Reddington. Please exit through the gift shop. Definitely taking a picture of a map.
Yeah.
I don't know what we would do with this, but now we know. Angel Tower, huh? I don't know if we learned something exactly, but it was certainly interesting.
We learned that I'm irritated by doing the apostrophe 66 in a nonfiction travel history. That's weird. That's what we learned.
Okay, so right now, the Machinarium would have no doors in it.
Would have one door from the laboratory.
Well, we do have a laboratory, right? Well, I assume it has one door from the Machinarium
Yeah.
itself, right? So actually, there will be a second door. Then we don't know exactly how this works. Like, is
Let's
the door
find
going to be
out, I
just a
guess.
random direction, or is it going to connect to the commissary? Nope, it just picked a random direction. It just put the door north. Okay, it works for me. Okay, drawing room.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're still really looking for the pool. Like, it would be so helpful to find the pool. Also, we're at rank 6 now. I don't like being in the center of the house. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is interesting. If we secret passage to a green room, we're going to get a right side green room.
Which could be pretty good.
Which could be pretty good. We will have no gems. But right side green room is strong. And it leaves the possibility that we'll be able to enter the foundation and like not necessarily have to spend 1,000 steps getting back to the thing. I think I like that.
Let's go secret passage, yeah. I'm not as invested trying to make this run work because we're fighting so much.
Before we leave, I do want to pull this, I think. Do we want to just hit a closet here?
Yeah.
How worried am I about killing the run?
Do you want to redraw just in case, or do you want to use the closet?
Yeah, that's the
I'm not
that's
worried
the
about
question.
killing the run.
Why?
Because things aren't like we're not getting a bunch of stuff working for us the way we'd like.
All right. I mean, I think we're doing okay, honestly.
We have 16 steps.
All right, terrace. Man, having no gems really sucks. The terrace is bad in this position.
Anything with doors?
Nope, that's the end of it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not even anything salvageable from this. Damn it, I shouldn't have listened to you.
Probably not. Well, let's see what's in the terrace.
Yeah. I feel like there's never anything interesting in the terrace. Having no gems is such a run killer.
Yeah. Now, can we get to the foundation?
Yeah.
Backtracking. Open the door.
Yeah, just about, I think.
I mean, who knows what's gonna...
So...
I mean, one of us plays video games for a living, so...
You're saying I really shouldn't be listening to you.
I mean, generally. Why would you?
It's a compelling argument.
But also, I mean, like... The thing where we have to take 15 steps before we start the run. I mean, yeah, it's gonna have to be that, right?
I don't know that it makes a difference to what we do here. Yeah, magnifying glass.
Well,
okay.
if we can pull the... If we can pull, like, I'll say utility closet in the dark room, but we wouldn't have room for that. Still. Right? Gems in the green rooms.
I think I didn't look very carefully in the courtyard. There may well have been one. We got some new information, and new information is something.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can pull a room that matters. Puts a thing in the entrance hall. Lets me buy steps. So we can get back there.
Yeah.
Hooray, coupons. Okay, I don't hate code check.
Yeah.
What would we check?
That's a good question.
Do we have any? Do we have something checked already? Actually, no. Okay.
Magnifying glass?
I think it's like it's magnifying glass or shovel or sledgehammer or something.
Magnifying glass so we can open that thing in the with the sledgehammer in the room. The chest.
Oh, right. If I put the sledgehammer in here, well, I mean, it doesn't matter. There's not gonna be anything in that chest that matters. I think it's probably the magnifying glass. There's still stuff that we want to look at.
Let's just leave it open in case.
Yeah, well, unless there's a translocator in this thing, it's not, the contents of this box are not going to matter to us.
I am a translocator. I see you. I located you.
Yes, congratulations. Oh, cool dice. If only.
All right.
I don't think there's anything else. Sorry, go ahead.
Go to the apple gate, and we'll see. I don't think anything is on that tree, but the tree that was in the photo. But let's look just in case.
White trees under 2 stones. White trees under 2 stones. Yeah, no, that's interesting. And we have a shovel. Not that I know for sure that we would need it, but we might. Under 2 stones. Stone on top of a stone? This would be a jackhammer problem, probably.
Okay.
Oh, or... Ah! Dug up a secret floor plan. Adjust the rarity of floor plan. Another way to adjust rarities. Yeah, please do. Please do put that in the house. Okay. Thanks, music. Notes. That's kind of under 2. Yeah, those things are like... It's not really under both of them. In fact, it kind of is under neither of them.
Okay, yeah, so that tree is gone that had the thing on
Oh, yeah, this tree, right.
And it's only 5 years old.
That is interesting.
I counted the rigs.
That is interesting. We don't know anything.
Can you try Valentine's Day? Or did we did this? We did this. We tried this.
I don't think we did try Valentine's Day, but I can't see why it would be Valentine's Day. Do we have a reason to think that? Because the other one was
Christmas.
Okay, that's pretty loose there, darling.
Yeah, well.
All right. Call it a day?
Call it a day. But if we can get...
We put an important thing in the spot. We got a permanent blueprint. Like, we're not getting nothing done. But the fact that we're not getting anything done on the things that we care about makes it feel like we're getting nothing done.
Yeah. I mean,
and we're not even coming in here with one, like, super specific goal or anything. We would love to operate the pump room or see the fucking pump room. Which we've done everything in our power to make more common. Or to, get to make it to the antechamber, or to build the power hammer and see the secret. Like, we have a bunch of different things we're trying to do, and none of it is working. Because fuck you, that's why.
Yeah.
And it feels really bad. It's bad. Don't throw the thing in the thing. I know. What if we pull the shrine and it turns out that the offering it wants is blood?
I mean, that would make the game better.
Okay. Well, have we ever actually seen the trading post?
I don't think we have.
We haven't opened the thing in the shelter either. The safe. I didn't do a good job.
I mean, we would need to find out what time it is and then come back and set the thing for an
Or we
hour
could
from now.
just set it for a time that we know is in the future and just fucking sit here. Do you think that's better than than the trading post? What do you want to do?
I mean, let's do that. That sounds like fun.
All right.
Now, are we gonna sit here with just like we're gonna roll the whole time and just chat, or are we gonna
It's a great question.
pause the recording?
Great question. Okay, nothing new, nothing interesting.
Okay, well we need the date. This
Right.
is day 27.
Sorry, hold on.
Is that what it said?
27.
Okay, and we started on
November 7th.
7th.
So day 24 is the 31st.
Okay,
And then 5, 6, 7. So it's December 3rd.
December 3rd. Okay.
Set unlock date December 3rd. 3rd. When we got inside, do you remember what time it was when we got inside? Like I remember the thing that turned out to be the case was that we get started really early. So, all right.
I don't know if it's that early, but
If the time had to be at least 1 hour in the future, I wouldn't have accepted it. Those are the rules, baby. So we determined 10 minutes is an hour, right?
yeah.
Let's play around on the computer.
All right.
We can Blackbridge Protocol,
Yeah.
or whatever it's called, into one of the other terminals.
Do you know why it's called the Swan Song?
I don't.
So, the ancient Greeks believed that swans were beloved of Apollo,
Mm-hmm.
and that when a swan was about to die, it sang its most beautiful song because it knew it would be going back to Apollo.
Okay.
And so, the idea was that the biggest, most beautiful thing that they did was at the end out of happiness. And it was strange because when we say swan song, we tend to are we okay? This is interesting. When we say swan song, we do you just want to add a gold to the allowance?
I do kind of want to just take immediately add 1 gold.
Immediately, yeah.
So we can't guarantee that either of these things will happen even once.
Yeah.
Experiment success. Woo!
But the idea of a swan, I think it just is gonna pop open when it's.
I think you're gonna pop open. No, it's
Wow.
definitely not, because it's only going to remain available for 4 hours, and the door wouldn't be able to self-close.
Okay.
We will
That's what you
have to touch it. But
So
we'll have
when we
4
think of-
hours to do so. We will have a 40-minute period in which to to grab the thing.
So when we think of swan song, we think of something kind of sad, but the original idea is something that's quite joyous and beautiful. I think that's interesting.
I do not think of something sad.
Yeah, as someone's last thing, as a swan.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think of it as a sad thing.
But that's the word doesn't mean a sad thing. It means their last thing. Right?
All right.
I think.
Yeah, it means their last thing, but I think there's when I think about it, there's inherent sadness about it, referring to somebody's swan song. Maybe it's because I'm used to someone's last thing. You know, they've been around a while. They're old and grumpy. They're sad. Maybe it's the quality of the work I'm thinking of.
Maybe. Or maybe you're just a big baby about death.
You want to know another weird bird thing?
I should be allowed to lay down until 7. I do want to know another weird bird thing. Please tell me.
The thing about pelicans
Okay.
is there is a belief in medieval Christianity that how a pelican fed its young is it stabbed itself in the chest and pulled out its heart and fed it to them.
Okay, pretty sick.
And they just thought that's how birds worked. And
Birds have always been a mystery.
They never did that.
Hey, this keyboard's weird. I'm
Yeah,
noticing.
is it? Okay, hang on. What's weird about it?
Well, for one thing, it's got 6 numbers of a numpad, which is not the way any keyboard in the history of time has ever worked. Right? That's pretty strange.
Yeah.
It also doesn't actually have all the letters. Right? That's also pretty weird.
Wait, what's missing?
The letter I is just not
Okay,
just
hang
not
on.
present.
Letter I is missing. What else? What else?
I mean, I can just take a screenshot of it.
I'm looking at my keyboard. I'm looking here. So I don't see the I,
Yeah.
but I see the other letters.
Yeah, the rest of the letters are there, but it's missing an I. It's missing 4 keys off of its numpad at least.
I 7, 8, 9.
And 0.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Huh. Am I allowed to just set another time? It didn't seem to have... Let me see here. What happens if I set 6 a.m.?
Yeah. So I think I think either we set something that's well into the future, or we go into the house. As far as taking this as our goal, we go into the house, we find a clock.
It shouldn't let me keep setting times, right?
Well, you have to wait an hour afterwards, right? So no, I think it is. If you just set the wrong time, it isn't going to open.
I guess so.
Sweetheart. Yeah, that's
you can use any date and time as long as it's at least 1 hour in the future. Is a bizarre way to write this. I mean, we could just burn the run on making sure that we get in here, right?
Yeah, and
here's the time that's definitely before now. Okay. So yeah, we could go upstairs, find a clock, and then come back.
The den has a clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not even. I would say for this run, let's not even go into the basement.
All right.
Let's try to do this, and then maybe see if we can.
We'll see if we can get anything else going in addition.
Pump room. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we can see our new room. Fuck you, well. I threw a coin in you. Alright, let's find a room that has a clock. Not a great start. I'd really like to get to the East Wing, because I like the East Wing green rooms. Okay. Always a reasonable pull. No clocks, but... Okay, and there's our den, and it connects really well. That's a good den.
What a good den.
What a good den. Anything else? Doesn't look like there's anything else going on. So, current time... It's just after 9. It's like 9:15.
Yeah, so at least an hour in the future, we're going to have to make it, what, 11?
Yeah, I'll call it 11.
And then it'll be open for 4 hours. So we could explore a little bit and then come back, or we can just wait for 20 minutes. It's up to you.
Yeah, if we set it for 11, we should be able to come back like basically at any point during the run, but steps, right?
Yeah.
But also, I don't want to sit on my hands for 15 minutes. They've designed this in a way so as to be just as shitty as possible, basically. And who knows if it will actually unlock, given that I tried other unlock times already, right? Hold on. First things first. Actually, before we touch it, let me just... Okay. All right, so we're probably looking at like a 15-minute wait. I guess, yeah, I guess let's...
Yeah, I mean, my assumption with this run
Fuck
is
this run, basically.
Yeah,
All right.
we're using this run to try to get some goals done that might help us do a successful run later.
All right, so after... I got 15 minutes on the recording clock here.
Okay.
So I guess we'll go back through the bedroom, get some of our steps back, and explore this way. Parlor into a corner. I do feel like we gotta get some gems. I gotta have my gems. Amabel?
She's crazy about those gems.
I'm crazy about those gems. Okay, the empty boxes both have true statements. The blue box has a true statement. This box contains the gems. So, if this is true, then this is true. But that makes this also true. So this can't be true. This being true violates the rules of the puzzle.
Okay.
So the empty boxes do not both have true statements. And that gives us a false, so one of these two is true. If the blue box has a true statement, this being false makes this also false, right? So this has to be true.
Yeah. Yes.
I was about to make that way more complicated for myself than I needed to. Alright, commissary doesn't really make any sense here. I guess just guest bedroom? It's not exactly what my plan was. I was kind of hoping for like a closet or something, you know? Or the coat check. Security key card? It's not nothing. Cool doves. I mean, kind of like cool doves and just run up the west side. I feel like we've never seen anything in any of the alcoves, but I feel like they are crying out for like a key or a gem, right?
Yeah.
All right, more likely to draw green rooms. And then this is a dead end room though. We'd have to go up through the foundation from here. I mean, I like green rooms. I'm down with that. The greenhouse was another one of the places that has a door that seems like it could be hammered. At some point, we're going to draw a green room that goes on the right side of the house and that allows us to get outside. Right? I bet. Oh, hey, that's a live shovel right there.
Oh, awesome. Sick.
That's actually
cool.
That's actually extremely fucking great. I looked right past that like 2 or 3 times. Cool, turnip, cool. Cool, dope, excellent. Well now. Isn't that interesting?
We have a broken lever and a shovel. So we get a battery.
Well, we have the room that the broken lever goes to.
True. Does that use up the broken lever?
Well, yeah. I would imagine you got to attach it to the thing. Also, I don't know if we can do that. I don't know if we can just attach it to the thing. Like, is it going to work if we just, like, hold it on there?
Well, we've done it before, right?
No. No, I don't believe we have. We've opened it via the door in the secret garden, and we've opened it via the door in the grand foyer. I mean, do you
Okay.
want to try it?
Yeah, let's try it.
I think we must get this information. Probably.
I will tell you what we're gonna do next time we have the power hammer, though. Is
Was
we're
this
gonna
here
try.
before?
I don't know.
Wasn't I just talking about there being things in the alcoves? Was this here the whole time? Amabel, was this here the whole time?
I didn't see it.
Dear Mother, if you are reading this, that means Junie made it home safely. I imagine he's going to be quite tired after such a long flight, so make sure he gets some treats and rest. School is going well, though I do miss you terribly. Unfortunately, even though the dean gave me permission to keep my birds here on campus, I'm afraid it's getting a bit too cold for them as the semester marches on, so I've made the decision to send them all home before the winter months arrive. All that to say, expect some more letters soon. Dotingly, Mary. 74. Dearest Mother, this should be the 5th letter you've received from me this month, though I know statistically it is very unlikely that every single member of my flock has found their way home. And please, please don't tell me if they didn't arrive. It's going to be hard enough now that I am truly on my own. In other news, my classes have been engaging and I am slowly making friends, so please ignore the dramatic despair of my previous letter. Things are indeed looking brighter, but I still maintain that 3 years is too long a time to be away from home. Herbert, thank you so much for your gift of the wedding doves, whom I, of course, recognized immediately. And yes, I got the hint, so here's your letter. I know it's long, long overdue. The... Mayhew?
Yeah, I'm not. The
Mayhew
Mayhew life.
life suits me, I think. Are you familiar with this terminology?
I don't not.
Are you currently looking this terminology up?
I'm. Yeah, hang
Okay.
on.
Not that I didn't
Yeah,
love Mount Holly,
definitely.
of course. But after years of being confined in a tiny dormitory, the small place Daniel and I have picked out in Reddington feels more like a stately manor. Once we've finished unpacking and setting everything up, I'll insist on you making an exception to your reclusive lifestyle to come, share a meal, and admire our somewhat less impressive but much more personal view of the town. Thanks again for the card, Mary. We are returning east and should arrive on Tuesday. If coast is not clear, lower the 8D to warn us. Lower the S. It could be an S, maybe? Fucking people at script. Yeah, it's definitely an S, because look at the S in coast. Well, that's curious. What you got on Mayhew?
The only thing I'm seeing is that it is a. Sorry, that it is a surname. I'm not seeing
Okay,
any.
so then that's not.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a wedding gift, I mean, I almost would say like if it said the married life suits me, it would make sense. But the Mayhew life suits me is.
Very curious. Alright, into the screenshots folder you all go. Sneaky birds. Sneaky, sneaky birds.
What I was gonna say though is that if we manage the next.
Okay,
time to
it does
make
in fact let me do that.
Yeah, I thought we had done that.
We definitely haven't. That was the one we haven't done.
Okay.
We've only been in this room like once before, I think.
And you can't take the lever back.
No, I can close the door.
No, don't do that.
Well, thanks. Good advice. Good advice for the past.
You know what I think this would need would be better if they had like a long cutscene pushing in on it slowly.
Dramatically showing the lack of number on the door. All right. This run has gotten weird.
Yeah. How are we doing on that time? Are we still about some minutes out?
We are like 6 minutes out, I think, from when it'll be open.
Oh wow.
Aquarium gets us. I mean, actually, everything gets us back to the right wall, but the aquarium gets us other openings as well.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Plus, sometimes there's dirt in the aquarium.
And a gem.
Sometimes there's a gem in the aquarium. Sometimes there's fish in the aquarium. Look at him.
His face is so good.
What a favorite friend. Terrace doesn't kill the run here, but I mean, I kind of want to take the reading nook. We are desperate for keys.
All right. And the library gives us an interesting room.
Possibly.
Potentially.
Sometimes.
What do you think?
I'm thinking the veranda is going to give us... The veranda's going to give us a chance to find some stuff. There's almost always dirt in the veranda.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of want to... Like, I understand the, the library and everything. How seriously are we taking, like, trying to get into the thing?
Yeah, now that the bottom door is open, I'm wondering.
And we have 40 steps. Like, this run got a lot stronger very quickly.
I mean, I guess let's veranda.
All right.
And since we have to go
Good
back to
reward.
open the safe anyway.
Good reward.
We have to go back to open the safe anyway. We can stop and open the thing from underground.
Where's the release for this fucking key? Let me out. There's fascinating stuff. I want to go play with the stuff. Yeah, let's use a key. Observatory facing
Observatory's
a
pretty
useful
good,
direction.
Yeah.
Remember, we are sheltered.
Yeah, that's true.
So chapel's just doors.
Chapel's just doors.
I kind of like that.
All right.
Be careful and actually look at the pews, because I don't usually, but I think we've seen items on them before. Oh, that's right. We have a metal detector. I don't actually have to be very careful. Are they both locked? What do you think? We could run back for the safe before making any other decisions. If we're still doing that.
Yeah, let's do it, because we'll need to open the back door anyway.
Yeah.
Which requires us running back.
All right. Should I... Let's see if this is locked at least. Okay, so this is open. We could leave some... Like, if we picked... I guess I probably want to leave a through space, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll not
And
actually go in
Don't
here
go
yet.
in it. Yes, yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can just go very directly. Get a little bit of a boost. Thanks, bedroom. So we may as well go and do this first. Give the...
It'll be a little more efficient or about the same?
It's gonna be the same.
Okay.
They both require us to run back to the room with the quote unquote room with the well in it. Whatever that is called. That's right. Sorry, we got back there as part of that whole puzzle.
Yeah.
If we had the ability, like, to use the basement key,
Yeah, there has to be a
I
way.
bet it would be fewer steps, actually.
Yeah, there has to be a way to get to that elevator in the foundation, and we're just not figuring it out.
Yeah, it seems likely. All right, let's see if we can make something happen. With very slow running, as we always do. Gosh, I sure hope whatever's beyond the moon door doesn't require a lot more steps. You know?
Yeah.
I will say that like I'm having an excitement about this run. But I would like to note that that's actually like pretty good evidence of the problems we've been talking about, where like we decided to do a thing that should sacrifice the run, and then the random number generator is just like, no, maybe this one works actually. Who knows? Like it's very,
I mean, look,
we are not in control of our own destiny at all, to the point where it almost feels like the game is making fun of us about it.
yeah, well, I mean, or alternatively, the RNG just been paying attention to the news lately, and they're like, you know what? Let's give the couple of queer trans girls a win for once.
Do you think it can tell? Can it tell from the way I play?
I mean, it's pretty obvious, sweetheart. Yeah, I think so.
Do I game transly?
You do game transly.
Now I'm all self-conscious.
Good.
I'm gonna be so annoyed if we go in here and it didn't work, because, you know, I put in 100 different times.
That would seem very capricious in like a meaningful way, and that's not really the way to do capriciousness in this game.
Okay. It opened a gem and a red letter number 7.
Okay.
Dear Uncle, the disappearance of my cousin Mary has long sat unfavorably with me and my father, and I will freely admit to you that the chilly airs of indifference you may have felt in my presence can be attributed entirely to the suspicions that I have harbored for these past years. Suspicions entirely aimed at yourself. And while I have never had the opportunity to prove it, I felt very strongly that you had some deeper involvement in those events 6 years ago. The circulating rumors of those months did nothing but further reinforce my convictions in this fact. Those of us that are once bitten are twice shy, and I am aware of the cost my aggressively aloof behavior has had on the social standing of our family. I do not apologize for my actions, though I am now willing to admit that the conclusions I reached may have been flawed. Last week, I had a confidential conversation with one of our mutual acquaintances, a conversation that has shed more light on this mystery than all of my father's countless fruitless inquiries over the years. I now have reason to believe that you were in fact responsible for smuggling my cousin under cover of night across the red border to the southern seafront, and I believe this may have occurred in September, a full 7 months after she was reported missing, a date that coincides not with her public disappearance in February, but instead with the notable theft of the Ruby Crown. If the Blackwater insurgents were in fact responsible for the heist, as some have claimed, I believe this scenario entirely plausible, and the fact that 2 of the Crown's 8 rubies have now surfaced has given me renewed optimism that she is still alive. Alive, safe, and finally free. Perhaps my willingness to accept such a sensational story betrays my own desperation. Desperation for answers, desperation for hope, and desperation for a narrative in which you are not the villain. In that distant land we all dream of, the land where the strangling crimson curtains draped across our sky are pulled back, and the windows and shutters of discontent flung wide open, in that distant land, I pray one day to find our Marion safe, happy, and absolved. Marion and Courtney, huh? That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think that we have encountered either of these names before. Definitely getting screenshots of all of the pages here.
Isn't Marion the alias used for the children's book?
Oh yeah, yes, Marion Marigold. Yes, I'm so used to hearing her talked about with the other name. Okay, so yeah, that's interesting, and we did get a big ass ruby from the safe. Okay, 2 of those now,
Okay.
and back to the house, I guess.
Yeah, and let's see if maybe we can make this.
Nothing else for it. Do not have a lot of steps left.
Yeah. Well, with a little luck, we might be able to draft like a food given.
Did we get to 8? We didn't get to 8. So I'm definitely thinking we should like open the doors down here,
Okay.
looking for bedrooms and whatever. The pantry's gonna have fruit in it.
Okay.
This is guaranteed to be at least step neutral. Boiler room by itself is not interesting. I guess I would take the corridor.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do we want to? We can push into it. It's fine.
I mean, the corridor can even just get us back around to.
You say even like that's a low end outcome, and not something to be desperately wished for. Although the workshop does bring it closer. This workshop has a sledgehammer in it. All right. Can we make anything fun? Well,
Okay. Yeah.
we're not going to be able to make any of the normal useful things because we spent our broken lever already, so.
Yeah.
Greater chance of finding stuff, much greater chance of finding stuff while digging. Coins and keys specifically. But keys, certainly the thing we need most in the world.
Secret passage is.
Yeah, secret passage gives us at least the chance to connect.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, what green rooms do we have that would go in the middle of the house? We don't have the cloister, we don't have the courtyard. And both of those would probably connect to the spare green room.
Okay.
I like that. I like that idea a lot, actually. One day we'll pull some book other than the green one. Probably. I like the number of doors on the cloister right now. I have to say, even though we like the courtyard always has spots to dig,
Yeah.
I like the number of doors on the cloister.
Okay.
There's got to be a way to get to this dirt, right?
Yeah.
It's driving me crazy. Like, at the very least, we could absolutely reach over there. All right, so hold on. Do we see? I guess it's kind of hard to tell because that table with stuff on it is right in this corner.
Mhm.
Just step over, Simon, for Christ's sakes. He is such a fussy little child. I don't know. It kind of looks like there might not be anything we can do. I'm just like, I'm looking for a secret lever or...
I'm sure there's something somewhere else we have to do to do this. You know.
You think so?
Yeah.
What would it be?
I don't know. But
Maybe it has to do with, like, maybe if you pulled the tomb on that day and you pull the statue's arm down, then when you get up here, this version of the statue is also down. And that
does sound very blueprint.
That does something. Could be. All right.
Aquarium.
You want to run all the way back to the chapel to use a key?
Well, hang on. So,
I was thinking we should try to.
Okay.
We should at the very least check if these are locked. And now, see, now I kind of want to take the storeroom here, right? Like, keys are pretty important. The patio will put gems in rooms that we're likely to go into.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's bad, and it will have dirt spots to dig in.
Yeah.
But I'm worried about our footsteps.
Yeah. I mean, that's my worry.
But it having dirt spots to dig in means we could get a turnip.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, okay. Let's do that.
Battery pack. Curious. I don't suppose my detector shovel is not. Oh, my detector shovel absolutely is sufficient. This is why the cabinet in the archives is marked.
Okay.
Those weren't two different pieces of information. That's very interesting.
Okay.
Come on, detector shovel, give me a key. Oh, is that the only dirt? Shit. Alright. Not saying we're gonna go in here, but let's check. Well, so if we take the billiard room, we step in, 15 steps left, but it gets us 2 keys. I think that's really hard to pass up.
Okay.
Like, keys is what's going to kill us on this run, right?
Keys or steps?
Yeah. No, I hear you. Okay, 20 minus 10 times 2 is 20 again. Divided by 4 is 5. 2 times 11 is 22, minus 12 is 10. 30 minus 20 is also 10. Yeah, I hope I didn't just totally blow up our spot. Apologies if I ruined the run. There's probably so much good stuff in here. None of this shit is the shit that we want. The rumpus room at least goes in the right direction.
Yeah. Yeah, let's keep, because if we can manage it, if we can get up there, that would be great.
All right, are you ready for another weird long prophecy session?
Sure.
What else am I getting a ping? Ah, there's more coins on the ground. Okay. What's up, Hank? Yeah, you can have one of my 24 coins. Sure.
And as it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future. Yes, the fog is clearing. I see a shadow in the doorway. silent footsteps in the hallways. An unlatched gate you did not open. A missing item you did not take. I see a young boy watched from afar. A young boy who once was brave, but now afraid. What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Alzara. Until the dawn of the following day, I will have nothing more to say.
That's a fucked up thing to record and leave for your nephew. Right?
Yeah.
So we knew we were being watched.
Yeah.
It is interesting. Well, that was the when he said an item gone that you did not take. That was the table right by the entrance, right?
Yeah.
Something we will have to look at. None of these are exactly the thing we want, but the observatory is the most likely to continue to lead somewhere. Sorry, the observatory is the only thing that can continue to lead somewhere.
All right.
Really looking for something that went straight through to the next rank. +1 key, better apples, chests in the entrance hall. You know, it's a bit late for chests in the entrance hall. Please, something that turns right. Okay. Courtyard's pretty good, I think. Hate being out of gems, but courtyard's pretty good.
I agree.
Come on now. Come on now, Detective Shovel. Okay. Something. Do we have a... We do have a sledgehammer. Okay.
Sick.
Feeling a lot better about that. We got a keycard really early on.
I'm gonna see what's in there.
I mean, the dining room makes a lot of sense, right? Because we're about to...
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little awkward. Obviously, we'd prefer it be on the other side, but... Here's a question. Does opening this door count as us getting to the thing, or do we have to go inside?
It's
Looks
still...
like-
Yeah.
Looks like we have to go inside. That's a little awkward. There we go. Just check this place out real quick while we're here. Anything fun laying around? I don't remember what the computer in here even does. Do you?
I don't.
When was the last time we used the computer in here? Right, the state inventory, the keycard system. Okay, so nothing really interesting then. There's a salt shaker, an upgrade disc, and a watering can somewhere. I wonder... So it knows the 2 trunks. I wonder if it's like counting the things that are in the trunks.
Oh, maybe.
That's interesting. Set security level. Okay, I didn't remember this. I guess for like right now it would be sick for this number to be higher, but are we going to be sad that we set this higher later? We see this room a lot though. We can fix it later, right? If this lets us avoid spending keys, it might be...
Okay.
Change offline mode. Determines the default setting the security doors will be set to if power is lost. As a general safety rule, offline mode should be set to unlocked. Oh. Okay, so now when we turn off the power to the...
Okay.
Okay.
Well, now we know.
I did not remember that that was a thing that was in this. Okay. All right. Anyway, y'all come eat.
All right, what
Hold
do
on,
we
hold
got? What's our food?
Just making sure I'm not missing anything because I often miss things. Okay. It is a T-bone steak. A porterhouse. We do not have a showroom. A delightfully expensive steak cut, bone-in and extra marbled for maximum tenderness. A perfect dish for those who love extravagance. I mean, it sounds pretty good. I would not mind a porterhouse steak. All right.
All right. So, I mean, if we can get the doors to cooperate, we have the steps.
We have the steps. We have a fair number of keys. We have a lot of things going in our favor. This is not the time, coat check. I mean, we're still sheltered.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The weight room is just
weight room.
Weight room is just totally free.
Maybe are we gonna roll credits?
Yo, that's fucking sick. Hold on. I don't know if I want to use a key. I was gonna say, like, if the what do you call it? Hey now. All right. I mean,
Okay.
we need a power hammer. We need a power hammer like yesterday. Out of curiosity. And the thing actually that's nice about this is that it would let me draft a room out that's like not useful for hitting the antechamber. Like, we could take the study just to take a dead end room out of the pool
Okay.
before opening the next door. We could also go into the study, but we don't have to. All right, Amabel.
All right.
No, what am I talking about? Now that we've taken that, that's actually like, you can spend gems to redraw floor plans. That might be incredibly good. I wasn't even thinking about taking it for the reason that it says on the room.
Well, let's go into the study.
I was making the much more marginal play. Where is Beep? The metal detector does not detect gems, by the way.
Okay.
Where is Beep?
Now, is there a date?
Hold on, where's Beep? Oh, there it is. Okay. It was driving me crazy. Yes, there are dates in this room and oh no, wait, this isn't the room I thought it was. I thought this was the room with the little tiny house in it. Yeah, okay. Is there a date in this room? Let's so we have this thing. 8D Black Queen. It's not super useful.
Right.
Don't know if it's possible with so little time left, but I need to remember to ask Anne if we can commission new artwork for all the rooms of the house. Need them produced in sets of 2. No idea what I'm thinking. I'm likely delusional to think this can be pulled off by Thursday.
Well, Thursday is November 6th.
Thursday is November 6th. You know that
November
off the top of your
7th,
head?
Friday is our first day.
Our first day was a Friday.
Yeah.
That's impressive that you just have that available. I guess.
No. Okay.
Doesn't look like it. Is there another date referenced in here in any other way?
If there was some kind of photo, we could look at it with a magnifying glass, you know, but
So they've intentionally left the photo thing empty. Bastards. And then it falls over and breaks open and the date's inside. Actually, yeah, all of the photo stuff has been removed from this room in a very, very fucking conspicuous way. That's pretty weird.
yeah.
don't know.
Whoa. Turn back around 180 degrees. And then, is that a... No. Looks like a magnifying glass on the floor, but that's just the base of the...
Yeah, also, we have a
Oh.
magnifying glass.
Do we?
Yeah. Wait, I thought we did.
checked it.
No, you're right. We did code check it. Wait, did we? Was that this run? That was last run we had a magnifying glass.
Yeah. All right, well...
So this is the room with the Black Queen. So we have we have a marker here of this being D8. I mean, date. Right?
Okay.
The big day? What about today's date? No. Okay. Phooey. How many things do we need to solve? All of them. Fucking all of them simultaneously.
I mean, it feels like we need to solve the chess puzzle for this one, and I don't know how to do that.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about all that, but yeah, I think you're right. I think I just don't have there's a piece of information here that we are missing. A date having to do with the Black Queen, which is representative of Clara, or I don't know.
All right.
Okay, we have some gems for rerolling.
We just need a room that's going to hook to the
Dark room gets us there,
to it?
and we are still sheltered. Although I guess that doesn't really matter. The commissary does do it, but I can't imagine. Right?
Take the dark room.
Yeah, let's put the dark room down. So, does being protected from the downside? No. Being protected from the downside of the room does not, in fact, make the lights not turn off. Alright, well, I mean, is there any reason we would even bother? Like, right, let's just do the thing?
Yeah, let's do the thing.
Noises. Ah! To continue up, you must go down. That's what you think. I've been going down since I got here, said the 14-year-old boy.
Not upsetting at all, sweetheart.
Hey, it's not me, it's the game. Ooh, cutscenes.
There was once a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. He didn't see the birds or the changing of the leaves. And he never saw the sights of life's many symphonies. He couldn't see beyond the red shade he was aware. He never caught a glimpse of the world I had to share. one day the prince saw something new. And if you look closely, you might see it too. The skies parted and the clouds withdrew. The prince had a new favorite color. The color blue.
Boy, they really want there to be a lot of emotional that's delivered in a way that suggests that they think it has a lot of emotional resonance for you. But I think they're doing a lot of the work is coming from the actual delivery.
Yeah.
Like, we know there's something sad in the story of his family. We know of a couple of sad things in the story of his family at this point, sort of vaguely. But I don't know. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, it's the first of the cutscenes that actually felt like something, but we're so many hours into this.
Can you lean in on your?
Oh wow, I'm sorry. Oh, how about now?
Yeah, no, you were good when you said, "Oh wow, I'm sorry," and then you leaned away from it again for reasons.
Okay.
Okay.
I was looking at it because the light turned red on my mic for some reason. Yeah, like I'm not moved by it, like, because just I've been dealing with the game's bullshit for however many hours. I don't think this has nearly as much. The narrative elements are kind of the weakest part.
Yeah, I don't think that it's. I think I have been for a couple days now feeling bad. I feel like I was too hard on it last time we talked. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I was too hard on it and Rain World also. By the way, I would like to note, I turned you up at the beginning of this recording session, and you have managed to slip exactly back down to where you were before I turned you up, which you always find a way to do. But I do, like, I don't know. I'm moved. I'm moved a little bit.
Okay.
But I really do think there's a lot of that is coming from the quality of the performance of that cinematic more than his favorite color is blue, down to, like, he's been changed by the ordeal of getting through the house. Because, like, no he hasn't. There's been 27 days of wandering around with somebody's hands over his eyes, and, like, nothing significant to the boy has happened since the time he arrived here, except for opening this door and seeing a blue crown inside. And because he's got desperate scraping royalty in his blood, a crown is the only thing that can activate his heart or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you turn yourself down?
No, did I? No, I don't think
Yes,
so.
you are so much. Okay.
How about now?
Yeah, you're still the same. Okay.
How about now?
Anyway, we did that. Mount Holly, our new home. Yeah, you're still real quiet. It's okay.
I'm actively adjusting the volume dial. And
Yeah, it's not doing anything. I don't know that that's what that does, right? Okay, we're not troubleshooting this live. So that's that run. 7 green rooms. I mean, it's always going to be the green rooms, right? So the runs with the green rooms
Yeah.
are the ones that go well. We get to keep playing.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're done with that run. And for this episode, certainly, because every one of these is a feature-length film. We tried to throw the run away. Y'all saw it. It's always the second run. That's gonna be it for us for today. So we'll come back. There'll be
come back.
more. I guess we're not done.
Yeah.
There's stuff to figure out. Like, now that we no longer have that overarching goal, though, it really is just like waiting for certain combinations of rooms and items to align. And I do think that's going to get frustrating. It's going to get more frustrating pretty quickly.
Well,
But I guess we'll see. So come back
We'll see.
next time
Yeah.
for hopefully some things falling in line. And we'll see you then.